Ayo, like, subscribe. Let's go.
Just keep us out of your mouth. You can have whatever preference you have. You can have whatever desire you have. You can collect all the stamps and all the foreign women like Pokemon. But when talking about how much you love those subservient foreign women, don't bring us into it. That's the problem.
No, your attitude is the problem, ma'am. I can already tell right now she would be a disciplinary problem.
We are tired of the misogynoir. From the pure hatred of the lightest of the biracials, Meghan Markle, to the hatred of Brittany Griner getting free from Mother Russia, to the constant disrespect to the domestic violence victim that is Megan Thee Stallion. The pure hatred of Black women is tiring. So until you go to your little friends, your passport brothers, and tell them to keep Black women's names out of their mouths and start loving on us, not literally because we have no interest in dating men like that. Do not come into my comment and fix your fingers on Whitney Houston's internet to tell me that we are the problem. Because right now, there are Black men and white women kicking and screaming and throwing up in the streets because there is one simple trend where us Black women want to create a little safe space, a little community, a little friendship. We can't have anything without y'all hating on it. The same thing when that young lady said, "Don't call me sis," and everyone had a problem with it. You're so masculine. Why do you have to talk like that? The only people who have problems with people who set boundaries are the ones who benefit from those boundaries not being set. If you have a problem with Black women, go to your mother and ask her to go to family therapy. It's giving mommy issues. And trust me, as someone who has spent years in therapy working on her mommy and daddy issues, so before you try to jump down my throat with that bullshit, she's no longer on this planet, by the way. I've gone to therapy and I've worked on myself and healed myself. And instead of saying we feel intimidated and emasculated by Black women becoming smarter than us and stronger than us and working on their issues and having higher standards, you have to put us down, try to make us lower our standards. No, thank you. So we will die alone with all the friends we've made on the new Black Girl Follow tree. And if you are someone who wants to follow me, I'm a nerd, I'm a single mom, let's be friends.
Oh, a single mom. That explains a lot.
So I know a lot of these passport bros, and especially Black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking about this. It's not my fight. And before anything, I'm a woman, so I'm always going to stand up for women regardless of race. And one thing that really bothers me about this is these same passport bros are the men who probably tried to hit on me in the US before they realized that we don't like them either.
When you say we, are you saying that Asian women don't like Black men? Can you be more specific, ma'am?
I'm from a town that really doesn't have that many Asian women, especially Asian women who look like me. Like I said, you guys, I'm adopted. I grew up in a white family in the Midwest, so I have no beauty standards from South Korea.
Oh, so you're an Asian Becky. That makes sense.
I'm a thick woman. I weigh about 165 pounds. I'm 5'5", so honestly, the brothers like to holler, and they still do. Regardless of what some men in the comments were trying to say, that Black men aren't checking for Asian women. Yeah, right. Check my DMs. But anyway, pretty much every time I met a Black man, he thought it would be a flex to say something like, yeah, I like my women foreign. I like my women exotic. And I don't know why they decided to say that to me, if they thought it would make me feel good or something, but for me, it's always a red flag. And so I would dig in a little bit further and say, well, what do you mean by that?
Well, of course you would be upset because you're not foreign, and you damn for sure ain't feminine either.
Because I'm a white girl on the inside. My family is white. I grew up in a white community in a small town in the Midwest, so I might look exotic, but I'm Wonder Bread white on the inside. So anyway, whenever these guys would say this, I'd be like, well, you're about to be in for a big disappointment if you're expecting a submissive, docile Asian to take care of you. But it really bothered me when these guys would say, yeah, I don't like Black women, because that's what it always came down to, that they didn't date Black women regardless if they were Black or not. And their moms are Black, their sisters are Black, their cousins are Black. I'm like, would you say this to their face? That's weird.
Hey, yo, she just dug that right out the feminist modern Black woman's ass. Yo mama Black.
So I kind of pick and prod after I already decided, yeah, I'm done with this, I'm out, because anybody who says something like that just is an immediate red flag. But it always came down to the same stupid stereotypes that Black men always have to say about women. They're loud, they're masculine, they don't know how to treat a man, they wear fake hair. So what? So what? You don't have to put down an entire race of women because you have a preference. And honestly, like, I've dated pretty much every race, every ethnicity. I'm Ms. Worldwide when it comes to dating. Only common denominator is black hair and dark eyes usually. But I've never heard any group of men put down their own women more than I've heard black men do it in pursuit of other women. And I just find it really disheartening. And I understand why this divide is getting bigger, but I don't want to be a part of it. So I hate it, and I had to speak on it.
Then why you make yourself part of it, ma'am? Mind your damn business.
I want genuine answers, like for real. Like if you girls have ideas and thoughts on this, please let me know. But this is really interesting and low-key a little triggering, but let's get into it. Every time I've worked for a white family over the past decade as a nanny, every time I walk into their house, it's like guaranteed. I see on their fridge, or they have this little bulletin board of all of these wedding invitations and bridal showers and baby showers and bachelorette party invites, and they always have something pertaining to marriage and family. But when I go to a black household, I never see this stuff. I never see invites. I never see like this joy of, oh my God, my friends are getting married, I have all these weddings to go to, unless if it's a black woman who's single. This is what I've noticed. Who's single, she might have some white friends or Hispanic friends or, Asian friends that are getting married, and she'll go to their wedding. But it's not like, oh my gosh, my black girlfriends are getting married, so we're just gonna go to all these weddings. And it was a humbling little moment I had this morning as I'm like calculating in my head, like, wait a second, this is like, how many times has this happened? And how many black women do I know personally who are single? And all of them are single. All of my black friends are single. They might be in relationships, but they're single because they refuse to date out. They refuse to date out. They give it a chance and they quit. Not realizing that, you know what, we might just have to come to that realization that dating out might be our best option, our best chance of actually getting married. Honestly. I'm just gonna put it out there, because how do you explain this? Like, this isn't just like a one-hit wonder where I go into a white family. No, like every white family I have been to, worked for, past decade. Okay, this is gathered research. And I'm just finally connecting the dots this morning, because I'm just like, you know what the heck? And I spoke to this guy I'm talking to this morning, and he was like, I'm actually on my way to a bridal shower or a baby shower, whatever. And I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, me and my friend or my cousin and his fiance and and my brother and like his wife, and everyone's with somebody. And when I ask my white friends or my non-black friends how long they've been with someone, and I get it, there's always going to be a caveat, okay, but I'm just talking about in general. When I ask them about, okay, when did you guys get married or how soon or whatever, it's usually within a year. Anyway, I just find this to be really interesting, because the black friends I have in my circle, ones I know who have it going on, who are super beautiful, refuse any man who's not black. While they're doing that, I'm observing around. I'm at church. I see black women who are married, and when I look next to them, it's a white man. I look next to them, it's a man who's not black. The black couples I've seen, always, I'm telling you, I already know they're struggling. I already know it's 50-50. I already know what it is. And I don't want to generalize this whole thing, but these are observations I have seen with my own eyes, living where I live, where the only time I see a black woman out during the day with a stroller in hand is just she has a white man next to her. I'm sorry to say the truth, but this is what I've noticed, and you can't fight what I've noticed. Like, this is something that I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, why is there such this delay on black women and marriage? Like, it almost feels like a curse. And every time I look on TikTok, it's always a black woman in her Bible talking about I'm waiting on God. And it's just coming to a place where I'm like, let's just get real, y'all. Let's just get real. Like, I know I'm ranting, but like, can we just come together for a second and like get on our Zoom? Like, what is this? I'm really just trying to find out. And you know, the only exception for black women that are actually really getting married is if they're Nigerian, okay? And they marry in their culture, and they kind of have like an arranged marriage type of thing, or it's within the family, so it's very different. It's almost Asian in that sense, where they're going to back weddings. But if you're a black Caribbean girl like myself, or you're a black American girl, it's almost like chronic. It's a chronic singleness. But we rebuke that in Jesus' name. But this is something that I've noticed. I'm like, what is it? I just realized, I'm like, I know my best chances of getting married, and soon, mind you, is if this man is not black. I said what I said, and I'm sorry if this offends people, but it is what it is.
If y'all want me to do more videos like this, leave a comment in the description. Like, subscribe, share. Peace.
Shout out to DeadPill Reacts. I love that dude.